Do you want to draw just like the Invader ZIM art style? I can help with that. Hi, I'm Flamgo. I'm the art director of Invader ZIM Lost and Found, where we produce official-looking episodes such as Squishy Hugger of Worlds and Top of the Line. It's my job to teach people these things. Welcome to the second episode of Art School. Today's subject, poses and gestures. Let's get into it. If you can draw a stick figure, you can draw a pose.
But I can't even draw a stick figure!
Yes, you can! There's no right or wrong way to do things in art, but there are certainly general tips that media, including Invader ZIM, follows that are the barrier of you wondering why you just can't get the pose right. If you haven't seen the previous episode where we went over how to construct heads and bodies, I advise you check that out, because that knowledge is one of the building blocks of achieving ZIM-style poses. This is not Invader ZIM exclusive, you can apply this to whatever you draw. One of the most important things to start a pose with is a line. This is called a line of action. If you look at official Invader ZIM character art, especially sketches, you can see that a lot of poses either vaguely or vividly follow a line. And sometimes the proportions are pushed and stretched to follow that line, making it all look more fluid and natural. For example, if you were to just draw a bunch of 3D shapes on top of each other like this, it's a good way to practice constructing the body. It's also a recipe for stiff poses. Once you generally have the construction of a 3D shape down, you can turn them into 2D and have them flow. This is where lines of action come in. You can do just one, maybe the body is all following into one way, or you can do more for arms and or legs to ensure they all swoop cleanly into each other. Lots of poses can just be simplified into swoops, and it's easy to see in the Invader ZIM style with how simple the body construction is. However, important note, when drawing the limbs of an Urkin or a human child, don't give them sensible joints. They use rubber hose. But adult humans have actual joints. Got it? Good. Okay, now that you have lines of action down, your poses should be more fluid with practice. But there's still something missing.
My poses look so boring. It doesn't fit their personality. It doesn't draw attention.
Well, let me introduce you to exaggeration. Make the arms longer, lengthen the head, stretch the legs out more, bend the torso. Don't be shy, we're not here to be scared. Experiment. See what morphs against the line. See what makes the character look more intense. However, a good thing to note is thus. If your pose is mostly leaning against a single line of action, try not to have stray limbs distract from it. Like here, the arm is sticking out too far, diverting from the pose's flow. You can pretend the line of action is sucking the character up. Make the limb follow that, and boom, your pose is focused and neat. This is a common mistake, but also make sure that your pose has proper weight distribution. Have you ever seen a drawing where a character is just standing there, yet they're leaning too far like Michael Jackson? Or a lot of their limbs are extending one way to the point where a character will surely fall over if you don't do something? Yeah, that's the problem. Here's how to fix it. Sometimes you can just eyeball it, but if you can't, draw a line right in the center of where the character is supposed to be, straight and vertical. This is your center of gravity. Use it as a guide when imagining the weight of the limbs or the center of the body. Don't be shy to curve the torso or to bend the legs the opposite way if all the limbs are going the other. This is how you find the balance. Of course, if you're drawing or animating them in movement where they're supposed to be walking or something, then you don't have to worry about it. Next episode, we will be covering line work, so stay tuned for that if you want to add some nice series-accurate flavoring to your character art. If you want to put your newly learned skills to use, you can join the Invader ZIM Lost and Found Discord, send a screenshot of parent permission if you're 17 or younger, and you can help us make the Season 2 style accurate full episode the fandom so rightfully deserves. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.